What is up, YouTube? James Polk here. Season's over, which also means another deck profile for you guys. Before anyone say anything about where are your certain tech stuff or pretty much standard stuff like Parallel XC or where's the rest of the extra deck, guys, this is basic training of Traptrix. Or like, I know everyone would be like, you should be playing more copies of this certain card, you should play a lot less. Again, basic training, as in learning about Traptrix. So the idea of this deck is that, of course, for one, since we're all about learning the basics, we start out pure builds first, followed by making the decks more advanced if we could. So with that being said, before we get this video started, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you haven't already, hit that notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. So with that being said, let's jump into this deck profile. So the one-ofs, Traptrix Ginley C, as well as Traptrix 8-Tracks, which is by far my favorite one. So Ginley C. She lets you set 2 whole normal traps with different names, one from deck, one from graveyard, but banish them when they leave the field. And the only way to do this is to tribute the Ginley C herself. And then 8-Tracks, my favorite out of all Traptrix monsters, or as I call it, the reverse psychology of Traptrix. Any normal traps that you play can't be negated, and she lets you activate whole normal trap cards from your hand. So basically, she is a magical musket of Traptrix in terms of whole normal trap cards only. And then the 2-ofs, Nepenthes, Dioneus, and Vesiculo. The Vesiculo, 1 effect per turn and only once that turn. 1 effect or the other, can't do both. Send 1 set trap you control to the graveyard. It doesn't matter what trap card. Free special Vesiculo from your hand. And then the other effect is, if you control no back row at all, you can banish her, target 1 whole normal trap in your graveyard, set it. And then the Dionea, upon normal summon, reborn a Traptrix, including copies of Dionea. And then upon special summon, she lets you reset 1 whole normal trap from your graveyard, but banish it during the end phase of my next turn if it's still there on the field. And then Traptrix Nepenthes, she is your Rhoda or E-Telly of Traptrix only if you activate a whole normal trap. And then 3 Myrmilio basic, 3 Mantis basic. Both Mantis and Myrmilio are Stratos of the Traptrix archetypes. Myrmilio is the Stratos of whole normal trap, and upon special summon, not once a turn, target a spell trap your opponent controls, kill it. And then Mantis, on the other hand, Stratos of Traptrix monsters, and then once per turn, anyone's turn, target 1 set spell trap you control, kick it back to your hand, and then set 1 spell trap from your hand. And that is also optional. That means you don't have to. And Mantis is super good because if your opponent has back row with the likes of Twin Twister, Harpies, Feather Duster, or Lightning Storm, you could just outright send at least 1 of the cards back to the hand so that you are able to prepare to have your opponent's severely punished in any shape or form. And then hand traps, 2 Ash, 1 Ogre, nothing more, nothing less out of it. No spells, and then traps in general. We're going through the generic traps first. 2 Starlight Road, 2 or more cards that will be destroyed at the same time that I control. Negate it, destroy it, and then optional free Stardust Dragon. And once again, we are out of UR gems, so we couldn't get Stardust in due time. And then triple Shade Brigandine basic, obviously Trap Monster, enables Sarah to get things going. And then triple D Barrier basic, depends on the top decks that they have. Most of the time throughout the course of the season, it's usually be Fusion, Synchro, or XZ, but Pendulums never came up on my end. And then 2 Imperms, basic, because most would run 3, obviously, because it's a normal trap for 1. At the same time, I want to keep it extra conservative, and then 1 Judgment for the sake of evenly match. For the Trap Hole trap cards, bottomless, 1500 or more attack, destroy that monster's more than 1, and if you do, banish it. It can be more than 1. Void Trap Hole. When your opponent specials a monster's more than 1 with 2000 attack, negate the effects of one of those monsters with 2000 or more and then kill it. Double Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. When a special summon monster activated its effects this turn, negate it, destroy it. Time Space Trap Hole. The card is clutched. One of the 2 trap holes. When your opponent's specials are from the hand or extra deck, shuffle that monster's more than 1 back into the deck, but I lose 1000 for each return monster. 3 Floodgate basic. It's basically Book of Moon upon summoning, and then upon getting booked, battle position of those monsters cannot be changed. 2 Gravedigger Trap Hole. Anything your opponent does in terms of hand, grave, or banish monsters' effects, negate it, take 2000, not once. Network Trap Hole. Special summon off from the main deck or graveyard, banish it face down, not once. And then Break Off Trap Hole. Upon link summon, any monster that is not being pointed at ends up destroyed. And as a gimmick of Traptrix monsters, which I should have mentioned this throughout the beginning of the video, which I should have, all of them, in terms of main decks, are unaffected by whole normal traps, while the extra decks, that isn't ALSA, are unaffected by traps. The link summon cards are unaffected by traps with the likes of Caleria and Sarah, and then the XZs with the likes of Rafflesia and Elamaris, unaffected by traps while it has material. So, Rafflesia, none of your Traptrix monsters except Rafflesia can't be killed by battle or card effects. And your opponent cannot target other Traptrix monsters you control that is a Rafflesia within card effects. Once per turn, detach 1, send 1 whole normal trap that meets its activation conditions from the deck to the graveyard. In terms of correct timing, this lets you become whatever trap card this is in terms of trap hole trap cards. 2 or more level 4s to make it. Detach 2 at the same time, special 1 level 4 inset or plant from the graveyard, and then if an opponent's monster is more than 1, leaves the field just because of your card effect and ends up graveyard or banished outside of the damage step, detach 1, target one of them, special it to your field. 3 Sarah, basic, non-link Traptrix monster to make it so basically the whole entire main deck and EXZ to make Sarah for it. And then if a normal trap is triggered, it doesn't matter who triggers a normal trap, special one Traptrix straight from your deck with a different name than the cards you control. And then if your other Traptrix monster trigger its effect, set one whole normal trap straight from your deck. And this can be done once per turn off from each effect and not during the damage step. Double Calaria, 2 insects and or plants to make it. This is your reset button of Trap Pull Trap cards after the activation of a whole normal trap comes up. And that reset button can only be done once. During your end phase, target and reborn a Traptrix in defense mode. And then also link because the whole deck that isn't hand traps are earth. And when it comes to Alsa, in case she was killed, the only targets that we are able to get out of Velma would be Atrax, Myrmilio, Dionea, Mantis, and Vesiculo. And with that being said, this is James Polk on this basic training of reverse psychology Traptrix deck profile. And obviously, I already know for that fact that this deck is going to be super improved sooner rather than later. So once again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And once again, hit the notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. And we'll catch you guys next time.